So who wants to walk me through this? What should I do first? These go with this one. So my first step is what? Insert the numbers. So in place of X, I put what? And in place of Y?
3.
Okay, that's step one. Substitution. Step two. Remember, the order of operations rule always apply. Step two.
Parentheses.
Can you do anything inside the parentheses?
Yes.
Inside the parentheses? No. So we can't do anything inside the parentheses. Since we can't do anything inside the parentheses, what do we have to do? We have to get rid of the parentheses. Yes, so multiply. 4 times 2 is
8.
very good. 5 times 3.
15.
And 2 times 3.
6.
Very good. Now what?
Add the top. Add the number.
What do you get? Anybody?
23.
Very good. And the bottom? 6. Can we stop there? Why not? Because it's a what kind of fraction? Improper fraction. So what do we have to look for? How many times does 6 go into 23?
3.
So 3 times 6 is what?
18.
18. And then what do you do with these two numbers? Subtract. 23 minus 18 is? So where do these three numbers go? Where does the 3 go? That's the whole number. What number goes on the bottom? Yeah, the denominator always goes there. And the remainder goes there. Subtraction as division has always given people difficulty. Let me show you another way of doing subtraction, which will not revolutionize, but make it a lot easier for you so you don't have to use calculators all the time. Let's see. 41 minus 23. Because we're worried about what do we have to borrow, we have to move over. What we have to do here first is this. On the bottom, the nearest number to 23 is if we add 7, what do we get? So since we added 7 in that one, let's add 7 to the top one. 41 plus 7 is what? They're the same. The difference of the two numbers is still the same. But which one's easier to do? This one, yeah. So 48 minus 30 is what? Yes, 8 minus 0 is 8. 4 minus 3 is 1. It's the same answer as this one, but when this one, what do we have to do?
Borrow.
We have to borrow one here. So 11 minus 3 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is one method, one not shortcut, but it's another method to make subtraction a lot easier to do. I know you guys are looking at it. How did he do that? Let me do another one. 53 minus 39. Remember, always look at the second number. Get that one to the next highest. So what's the next highest number? 40. So we have to add what to this one to get 40? So we add 1 to both of those. What do we get? 54. 54 minus 40 is in other words, this number will come straight down. 5 minus 4 is 14. Let's try a larger number. Let's try the hundreds. 231 minus 176. If you have a 3-digit number, we have to try to get these two numbers to be zeros. So let's first do the first digit. What do we add to this one to make it a 0? Yeah, so we add 4, both top and bottom. So 176 plus 4 is what? 231 plus 4. Okay, that we're not done yet because we still have a second digit here. To get rid of the 8, let's multiply, add 20. What's that going to equal? 180 plus 20 is 235 plus 20 is what? Now, when you subtract them, it's a lot easier. Since we have zeros down here, the 5s come straight down, the 2s cancel. So the answer is 55. It's less chance of making a mistake this way because we're all comfortable with addition. And then when we get to the subtraction part, at the worst, you'll have to do this first one. Let's try another one. 705 minus 487. What's the first number we add?
The second, no, 5.
No, we always look at the second number. I'll look bottom number. We try to get this one. So if we add 3, what do we get? If we add 3 on top, what do we get? So far, so good. Okay, now how do we get rid of the 9? Add, so that's in the tens column, we have to add 10. 490 plus 10 is 100. 708 plus 10 is 100. Now, since we have zeros there, it makes it much easier. Bring down the numbers. 7 minus 5 is, there's your answer. So what do y'all think about this method of subtraction? It's going to give us the same answer as this, but without the borrowing and moving over. And because for us to do this, can we borrow anything from 0? No, so we have to go all the way over here, make it a 10. So now we have to borrow this one, makes it a 9. That's a lot of work. A lot of students forget those steps. If you do it this way, the very end is whatever's above the zeros goes straight down. You want to try another one? Are you okay? Okay. $572 minus 388. So what do we have to add to the bottom one? So we add 2. Since we add the bottom, let's add it to the top. What does that give us?
10.
So 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry it, so it's 390. 572 plus 2 is. There's still a subtraction. Now what do we add to get rid of the 9? Very good. 390 plus 10 is 574 plus 10 is so these numbers come straight down. 5 minus 4 is hopefully that'll remove some of the stigma from the subtraction process. Yeah, it takes a little bit of work, but it's better being safe than sorry and getting a mistake. What if we had this? Let's combine these operations because order of operations muy importante. When you get this, tell me your answers. Okay, we got 15. Anybody else? Okay. Anyone else? What'd you get? Take a guess. Don't be shy. What'd you get? 12? 12? Now you're doubting yourself, aren't you? All right, let's see. What's the first thing we do? Order of operations. What's the first thing we have to do? Exponents. Any special operations? So here's one right there. So let's do that. 3 to the power 2. 3 squared is. Write everything else down. Next step. The exponent of this one. So we have 9 plus. So negative 2 squared is what? Positive 4. Very good. No, it's not because the signs are the same. Why is it positive 4? Why is it positive 4 inside the parentheses? What is this one? What is negative 2 squared? Negative 2 times negative 2. Negative is a positive. 2 times 2. Because the negative is inside the parenthesis and the exponent takes care of the whole thing. That negative is still out in front. Do we need the parenthesis? No. Now what do we do? Right, division. 4 divided by 4 is, so it's because it's a negative 4 divided by 4, it's minus 1. 9 plus 4 is minus 1. Very good. Now, how'd you get 15 then 14? This one here?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Right, that would give you a bad answer. So, all right. Get your phones out. This is the review. As we go through this, we need music too. We need music. Yes.
The homework was easy.
Was it?
The chapter 9 because they had little problems.
Well, no. Did you look at the end of the keep on going? There's that get bigger problems.
Yeah,
I know, yeah.
that's when I got some fractions too.
Really good. Get it?
The fractions was
Excellent. That's I was worried about those.
yeah, but it's just the one from the previous chapter. That one was fun.
Right.
Yeah, the previous chapter I had a hard time doing that.
Let's commence. Everybody got this in there? Let's go to join at www.kahoot.it and type in this code. We got one player.
Remember, but did you mention last time that we don't have to like guess and we can just have time to work it out?
Or yeah, always work it out. Yeah, don't ever guess. I'm glad you said that because I think I forgot to. I think we may only have 20 seconds per question. I forgot to change the time. So you gotta hurry and guess that. After we do it, I will work it out. Two, 4, 6, 7, 2. All right, that's ready to go. Okay.
Oh, the chapter 9 says is that what it is?
Which inequality symbol goes there?
Why is there an I don't know?
Because I'd rather you be honest than guess. Why would the first one be bigger? What symbol is this?
Less than.
It's less than. So is -5 less than, what's this gonna equal? Yeah, so -5 is less than +5. Very good.
I was gonna put them.
Yeah, I put those in together. I knew it was gonna trick some people. All right,
I understand that question.
excellent. Here's question number 2. Inequality symbol here. Excellent. Okay. No, there's no division sign. It's a minus sign. Okay, the reason I put this up here the way it is, what's the only thing I changed in there? I changed the negative sign from inside the parentheses to outside the parentheses. How does that change the equation? 3 minus 5 is what? -2. -2 times 2 is -4. So this says -4. On this side, we have to do 3 plus 5, which is times -2, -16. So is -4 bigger than it or less than -16? Remember, in negative numbers, the farthest to the right, or any number, the farther to the right is larger.
That's it.
No, that's it. So this is -2. -2 times 2 is -4. 3 plus 5 is 8. Remember, do the signs first. Negative times positive is what? 2 times 8? 16. So which number is bigger? 4 is. So actually, yeah, so and the question we had here, I had it backwards. So is -4 greater than -16? So the answer is that simple.
Wait a minute, I'm not, on the question, was that a division sign or a plus sign?
They're all pluses. They're only plus or minus. Because I wouldn't have you do 3 divided by 5. All right, let's see. The lead is getting further. Oh, wow, 3rd place.
Oh, shoot.
Wait, on 0. I put that up there for a reason. Let me get to it. Okay. Order of operations. Are there any special operations here? That's not a bracket, it's absolute value. Absolute. I didn't know. What's the absolute value of -3? +3. That negative still stays out there.
Oh. Forgot about it.
All of y'all fell for that one. The chain, oh, actually, you're in second, 3rd place. Yeah. Same score, 782. All right, question 4. Yeah. Shh, work it out. Don't yell it out. I mean, if you can't play fair, don't play. Okay, let's look at what happened here. Order of operations. Can we do anything inside the parentheses? So now we have next multiplication. Are there any multiplication division? You have two signs next to each other. What that really means is there's actually a 1 there, but we have a multiplication right here. What's positive times negative? Remember, if the signs are the same, what do? Take the sign of the common sign and then do what with the numbers? Add the numbers. 11 plus 3 is. So let me see. Fell for my trap. Ooh, got a new leader. Good job, Valerie. The question is now why? Again, we can't do anything inside the parentheses, so we have to get rid of the parentheses. Positive and negative becomes a what? 12 minus 11. Well, you weren't alone.
Yeah, but I
It
found
is.
that 12 was bigger than 11.
Negative and a positive is a negative. So that becomes this, these two signs become a negative. So it becomes a 12 minus 11.
Yeah, 12 is bigger, that's why I messed up on that, because I thought I was looking at the wrong way, I thought it was 11 minus 12.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. I should read them out for you. Let's see if there's lead change. Yes, back and top. It's a fraction, negative 7/8 plus 1/2. Okay. Yeah, I know. I forgot this change the time. I did everything else, but I've had to change time. All right. What do we got to do here? There are two ways you can do it. Which method you want to do first? I know, I don't. Since we're adding, we could do the butterfly method. This sign goes there. So what goes in the first antenna? What goes here? Negative 7 times 2. Negative times positive is a 7 times 2, 14. The sign's plus. Now what goes here? Yeah, positive is positive. 8 times 1 is 8. How about in the bottom?
8 times 2.
8 times 2 is 16. So negative 14 plus 8 is going to be a positive or negative?
Negative.
Because 14 is bigger. So 14 minus 8, 6. Can we stop there? Why not? It's not simplified. So what number goes in both of them? 2. 2 goes into 6 how many times? 2 goes into 16. So the answer is -3/8.
You changed it.
I know. Actually, I can if you want me to. We'll start off at. I'll have two winners here. Yeah, let me go back and change. See if I can edit these. I think I may have to stop the game. Oh, there it is. Woo! Look at those times. How do I increase the time? What? Edit. Okay, well, crikey. Well, there is a way I can change the time, but I have to find out how to do it. It used to have a button that says edit. Let me see if I can edit Kahoot. Oh, here it is. Ha 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 ha. Nuts. Okay. Let's go down.
On the other side of the screen.
Here. Oh yeah, that's for that question. I gotta do that to each question.
You said the last one.
Yes, because I do this to each one. Well, actually, it goes. It's the most it'll give you is 2 minutes, but
12 minutes.
don't look. This is the only way I can change it. When I what? Well, because what's going to happen here is it'll give you 2 minutes, but as soon as everybody finishes answering the questions, then it'll kick out. So it'll just give you maximum 2 minutes. And hopefully nobody takes longer than 2 minutes to answer these.
Those are maybe the questions that are on the test for chapter 9, is it?
Possibly. It's the same material. Let me get to where we were. Oh, okay. So we redo the game. So, because fortunately for me, it'll save all the information in a spreadsheet, so I can go back and see who won the last one. You won. Y'all pick the icons, or does it pick it for you? You have to play. This is part of the class. Use your computer.
Question, are you giving us points for participating in this?
Yes. All my review games will always have bonus points.
Even if we don't win.
Well, that's what I do. I look at the spreadsheet afterwards and I see, because if you just guessed at it, then no, I won't give you anything. Or if you didn't participate, I won't give you anything. You have to earn the free points.
So whatever points we got in our profiles, that will be the total. They're gonna be.
No, I'll. Let me- no, I'm gonna skip a lot of these. It'll give me. See,
Yeah, let us shoot the answer.
Yeah, they just guess, yes.
okay. Okay,
I got it wrong.
you still got it wrong. Yeah, now the score should be higher.
Oh, what was it? Oh, shit, I forgot.
My memory.
Need two people to answer, or one more person. So. We have a change of leader. No, nobody has the answer because you're competing against everybody else.
I'm in seventh place.
Let's see if you remember this one. We'll work it out. If you don't remember it, work it out.
I have a weak memory to remember stuff.
Yeah, okay. Oh.
You got it wrong.
Okay, now is where we left off.
We only got 9 seconds. What?
No,
What? Nice.
That's fine. Yeah.
this one, that's not that.
Look.
It's okay. When you work it out, can you do anything inside the parentheses?
Yes,
No, you can't do anything inside. So we have to get rid of the parentheses.
this time.
Negative and a negative become a what? So these two become a positive. So if the signs are different, what do? Take the sign of the larger number. So the answer is going to be positive since 14 is bigger than 1. Then subtract them. 14 minus 1 is. The rules, the procedures always have to remain the same.
I got 15. Negative 15.
I don't know what it was.
It's another fraction.
You put 1 minute in?
2 minutes, 120 seconds. And no using calculators. Were you using a calculator? Okay. Me too.
Did you work on it?
Yes. Need one more person to answer.
What?
Let's see. How did you solve this?
I did the butterfly method.
Okay, you did butterfly. We'll do butterfly method and then we do the common denominator. So 1 times 6 times 1 is, the sign is minus 3 times 5. And then the bottom. So we have 6 minus 13 over 18. Oh, 15, I'm sorry. I can't remember my handwriting. 6 minus 15 is what? Is it positive or negative? It's negative. 15 minus 6 is 9. Is the answer, can it be simplified? Yeah. Positive or negative? It's negative since there's only one negative. 9 goes into 9 how many times? Once. 9 goes into 18 how many times? So the answer is negative 1/2.
I put negative 3, 6.
Negative 3 over 6. You go further. And that's what if you do this way here. To get a common denominator, what's the smallest number 3 and 6 both fit into? 6 has to be bigger than this one. So 6 does not fit into 3. What number do they both fit into?
Easy.
Smaller. Here's the number 3, here's number 6. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9. They both fit into number 6. So this one's already a 6. How about this one? What do we multiply by 3 to get 6? So we have to multiply to the top. Because remember, we're just multiplying by 1. 2 times 1 is 2. We got a common denominator. So we worry about the top. 2 minus 5 is it positive or negative? 5 minus 2 is, and we see that 3 fits into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. So no matter how you do it, it'll get the same answer. Ooh, we have another lead change.
I think you're feeling that chapter 9 would be the test.
I think so. Who's the 6th brother? 7th.
Word.
Okay, let's look at this.
I keep getting mixed up with this sign.
I know, that's why I put that's why I put a lot of negatives in there. Again,
Because first, it's like, they put that in a bigger number, right?
that's when adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Remember, multiplying, dividing. Okay. when you multiply and divide, the procedures here is count the number of negatives. If it's an even, then the answer is a positive. If it's an odd number, then your answer is a negative. Whenever you multiply, just count the number of negative signs. If it's an even number, the answer is positive. If it's an odd number, the answer is negative. So multiplication, division, right? Addition, subtraction, it's whatever is larger. So basically, the two negative signs cancel. 25 divided by 5 is? Actually, is this why that's why I wanted to have this today, so you don't do it on your test.
This one. Much I would be concerned. I don't know what to do. Cause I know that one's easy. I don't know what's the right answer.
I won't tell you how to do this one until we do the next one. Are you the last person? Oh,
Don't have to work it out. You know this one.
What is that?
okay. Let's do this one. I'm gonna describe it in a second.
Really any questions like that?
Now, I threw that in. I threw those in there just so I could test y'all on divisions.
Oh,
Have to work it to know this. Oh. Oh my God. Nobody got it.
but you could actually, I'm telling you.
Okay, we talked about it in class. How many times does 0 go into 20? I can give you nothing. How many times? I can give you infinitely.
Infinite,
Yes, so this one's,
undefined.
so it's undefined. But how many times does 10 go into 0? 0 times. 10 can't go into 0 because it's 10 isn't 10 bigger than 0?
Oh, you may be, it might be the same question, but it's just the numbers are flipped.
Yeah, that's why it's exactly right. That's what it is, because if the 0 is on the bottom, 0 can go in any number an infinite number of times. I can give you nothing forever. And that's undefined. But I can't give $10 to nobody. So that's the way you look at it. I can't give $10 to nobody, but I can give nothing to everybody.
I'll try to remember. I nothing messed it up like saying. But that was easy.
They seem easy, but you're not the only ones who fall for that. So don't feel bad. Ooh.
Yeah, -4, like the denominator.
Okay, when multiplying fractions. First off, is the answer going to be positive or negative? Negative. So we don't have to worry about the sign anymore. Whenever you multiply fractions, always reduce first. What does that mean? Can anything on the top cancel with anything on the bottom? Can anything on the top cancel with anything on the bottom? Doesn't 3 go into 6 2 times? 3 goes into 3 once. Nothing else cancels. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 7, 7. So the answer is -4/7.
Oh. I did the butterfly.
Butterfly method only works when you add and subtract fractions. When you multiply fractions, you reduce first. Can anything on top cancel with anything on the bottom? And then once everything's canceled out, multiply top by top, bottom by bottom.
Yeah, I wonder why I can't keep going.
And I mean, once you go through all this stuff, it'll stick with you. Ooh. That's a division right there. It's a division. 10 seconds. Okay, let's look at this. What's the first thing you got to do? Is a division in the middle. Take the first fraction, leave it alone. Change the division to multiplication and flip the second one. Now you know why I put the tests. Take it whenever you're ready. So is the answer going to be positive or negative? Yeah, because we have two negatives. The answer will be positive. So we have 4/5 times 15/2. Can anything cancel? The 2 goes in the 4 how many times? The 5 goes into 15. Two times 3 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. So the answer is 6. Did we go over these in class? These rules? If not, then again, I mean, this is not for a test score, it's only for bonus points. Okay. Negative 36 divided by negative 3 to the power 2 minus negative 2. Yeah. Finish. If they're next to each other, if they're opposite signs, it becomes negative. If it's the same sign, then it becomes a positive.
Yeah, it's just for adding.
Any what?
Is that just for adding subtraction? Or for multiplication?
It's for any number. If you have two signs, it's any number, period. If you have two signs next to each other, I see what you're saying. If you're multiplying or dividing, if the signs are different, then the answer should be negative. If the signs are the same, it should be positive. I mean, yeah, the question you had is is a lot of possibilities.
That's why you confuse it's like different for each student. So that means.
Okay, that's where we get to. Okay, so if you have like this, if you have two signs next to each other, if they're the same sign, it becomes what? A positive. So the answer is 3. If I had this, Let's say I had this. I have two signs next to each other. If they're opposite signs, what does it become? So these two become negative. Now I'm adding and subtracting. The rule there is take the sign of the larger number. Since 5 is bigger than 2, the answer is going to be negative. 5 minus 2 is 3. If I'm multiplying, positive times negative is a negative. 2 times 5 is 10. You see the difference when you use the rules? Or still no? That's what I said. Always try to have a. How did you used to learn it?
It was like a circle. And then there was two negatives at the top and a positive at the bottom. So two negatives make it positive. A negative and a positive make it negative.
Same thing. I mean,
That's what I'm saying, but I keep getting the wrong one. It's like being
let's see, there are a whole bunch of different ideas here. How many lines does it take to make a plus? 1, 2 lines, right? So that's 2 lines and 2 lines. It's an even number of lines, so it's positive. If you have 2 negatives, that's 1, 2 lines. So if it's an even number of strokes, the answer is positive. A negative times a positive, that's 3 strokes. That's odd, so it's negative. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There are a whole bunch of different ways you could show that, but the bottom line is same, positive, different, negative. All right, let's look at this one. What do you do first? Exponent. So negative 36. So negative 3 squared becomes what? Positive 9. 3 times 3 is 9. What's the next thing we do? Okay, parentheses, nothing, can't do anything there. So here we have a division, here we have a multiplication. But we have 2 signs here. It becomes a what? Now, the way you can rewrite this one is like that. That's what that division sign means. So is it answer going to be positive or negative for this one? 36 divided by 9. Yeah, that's just have to work on it. Or you can do the finger method, make 36. And what finger did you put down? The 4th. So it's 36. You put down the 4th finger. So 36 divided by 9 is 4. Negative 4 plus 2 is answer going to be positive or negative? Negative, because the 4 is bigger than 2 and it's negative. 4 minus 2 is 2. And now we're getting bigger. This is this other stuff in chapter 9. Oh. There you go. Then Wednesday, we'll just spend a lot of time spent doing division problems. And negatives. Answer your input. You guessed.
Oh, there, I didn't hear.
Nobody.
Everybody lost.
Let's look at this one.
I was still taking too much time working.
Actually, when you do these kind of problems, you can treat the top and bottom separately. So let's look at the top. What do you have to do first?
Exponent,
You have to do inside the parentheses. So do the exponents. What is 5 squared?
20.
What is 4 squared? Okay. Do inside the parentheses. What is 25 minus 16? What is 3 minus 9? Positive or negative? 9 minus 3 is? So the top number is -6. Let's look at the bottom number now. What part confused you there? Was it because of this division? Okay, now what's another way we can write this? That means these two are divided. We can rewrite it this way. Is that easier looking? That means 24 divided by -3. Is this answer going to be positive or negative? No, there's only one negative. It's an odd number. So the answer is going to be negative. 24 divided by 3 is, you have opposite signs next to each other. So that becomes a minus. 14 minus 8. Six. So the bottom number is 6. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? 6 divided by 6 is 1. I know it's always the case. Once you see the answer, it makes sense. And don't worry, we're going to spend a lot of time doing this part of the section. So don't sweat that part.
Oh,
12 divided by 2 minus 5 plus 12 times -1, 2 to the third minus -4 squared. I put this on it looks bad, but once you break it down, it's not really bad.
what is that, 2 to the third?
2 to the third down at the bottom. Minus -4 squared. Okay, somebody just guessed. Six seconds left. Yeah, I should give you more time on that one.
Yeah, probably 15 minutes.
All right. Let's do what we just talked about. Do it top and bottom separately. We have 12 divided by 2 minus 5. 12 times -1. 2 to the third minus 4 squared. On the top number, what do we do first? Inside the parentheses. So 2 minus 5 becomes, very good, -3. So because that's a division, it's going to be 12 divided by -3 plus 12 times -1. 12 divided by -3, is that positive or negative? Negative, because there's only one negative. 12 divided by 3. Now, we have a positive. Better. Running low. I'm plugged in.
Need some gas.
Oh, well. So this become positive 12 times -1 because -12. They're both negative, so answer is negative. 12 plus 4. -16. That's on top. On the bottom, 2 to the third is what? 2 times 2 times 2, 8. -4 to the power 2, positive 16. Because it's -4 times -4 makes it 16. So 8 minus 6, 8 minus 16, it's going to be negative. 16 minus 8 is 8. They're both negative, so they cancel. 16 divided by 8.